5 halftime lead over the Rockets at Toyota Center. It is the American Express halftime report. Ernie Johnson, Shaq, Kenny, Charles, and we have a very special co-host tonight, Alec Kabakungan. Thanks for being here, man. It was my pleasure to meet you earlier today. Tell the folks about yourself a little bit, 15-year-old.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I've been watching you guys forever. I'm 15 years old. I go to Oak Park and Wilberforce High School. I have osteogenesis imperfecta, brittle bones disease. I've broken over 60 bones in my lifetime.
At the age of 15, and a huge sports fan.
Huge sports fan.
And a sportscaster is what you want to be. I really, enjoy. Yeah, you're playing.
Oh, you're left-handed too. Okay.
Wow, very nice.
Nice
looking Jay, and I really appreciate the bow tie you're sporting here today.
Yeah, thanks. I put it on for you. Thank you.
I appreciate.
What about the rest of us?
Yeah, will you do anything for us?
I mean, I was gonna shave my head, but.
Kenny, you know how like when we all played in like at places like L.A. and New York, and like you see a superstar. That's how I felt when I came in the building today. I was like, I know you from somewhere, from the commercial. You do a great job in the commercial.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Thank
you do a great job.
And normally we start the halftime report here with something from our sponsor, American Express, so you go ahead and do that.
All right. It's time for the American Express teammates.
Yes, indeed it is. And we got, what, a couple of Cleveland Cavaliers
Yeah,
here.
LeBron James, 22 points. Jeff Green, 20 points.
Wow.
LeBron James is just doing what he does best, and Jeff Green shocking everybody.
Great, you 8 out of 9 from the floor.
Hey, wait, time out, Alex. You just can't come on taking shots at people.
There you can. I got your back, Alex.
And
I
Jeff
got your
Green,
back,
bro,
Alex.
surprised by what he's doing. He'll never do nothing like that.
Hey, Jeff Green's doing his thing. He's doing good.
Okay.
8 out of 9.
So is basketball your favorite sport?
Yeah, of course. Me and my friends, we play basketball on Saturdays, wheelchair basketball, and it's a lot of fun.
I have a good friend, Dave Snowden, plays wheelchair basketball, and actually, he used to come on camp, and we had a shootout, he and I, in a wheelchair, and I lost easily. It's the trajectory of shooting in a wheelchair.
Right.
And I thought, I was still in the NBA, actually, when I did this. And I'm like, oh, I'm the best shooter in the camp, without question. And he outshot me. So shooting in the wheelchair is definitely.
Wheelchair basketball
Oh, my
is
gosh.
very difficult. I've done it twice, and I didn't
You
realize.
done it as well?
But I didn't realize they had rules. I thought you could wheel the whole time. You can only.
No,
Find that amusing.
You guys dribble.
You have to dribble. I know you have to
push, dribble, push.
I didn't know that.
Why don't
So
you
you
why
just
don't you get
don't
it
run
over here
around no
to the big fella here?
Yeah, let's talk some basketball, yeah. Shaq, what's up with Cleveland's bad defense?
Well, I talked about, the Cleveland Cavs not having that defensive intensity. I've been watching the game. It picked up, but, I think the way to play the Rockets is you have to protect the paint, and then when they pass it back out to their three shooters, you got to get back out. Right here, they worry about the three shooters. No one can guard James Harden one-on-one. And right here, LeBron comes out nonchalantly. You didn't plant your feet. You let the guy go out on baseline. And, he's going to do what he do. He kicks it out to the three. Now, right here, you got to rotate out, Kenny. You got to rotate out to the shooter, make him put on the three and get a two. Right here, LeBron, Harden just goes around, easy pass. So they still don't have that defense intensity for them to be the Cleveland Cavs that we're used to watching.
Well, the good thing about it, though, they're playing the Rockets. You don't play in the defense either. I mean, you got an 18-point lead, and you just give it up that quickly. That's why they're not a serious contender. They are built for the regular season.
But you said they're going to win 60 games.
They're going to win 60 games because there's a lot of trash out there in the NBA.
Yeah, well, I agree. I think the hardest thing about guarding the Rockets is the fact that you have to guard the three-point line. But James Harden, he gets a steady diet of drives to the rim. And so you get caught in the middle. But if you're Cleveland, you can't be fooled into this either, Alec, because I'm not sure if they can score 130 points, Cleveland.
They can't.
So if you're playing at this pace for 130 points, I don't know if you can do that and actually win.
But the problem you got, Kenny, the Rockets are only 8 for 23 from three-point land. So, and then on the other end, you let LeBron go 10 for 13. You let Jeff Green go 8 for 9. So that's the thing about.
Alex saw that coming, though.
What now?
Alex saw that coming. The 8 for 9.
Yeah. I mean, but it's just interesting about the Rockets. Like, they got a good team, but they're not a legit contender.
We got a couple of tweets here, Alec. Let's see what they've come up with from the control room. LeBron out here carrying the Cavs, and Charles carries 2 Twinkies in his pocket at all times. Does that amuse you?
Well, listen, enlighten one. If your mama could cook, I wouldn't have to eat Twinkies. You know, we take the shot. That might have been the best one, Chuck.
Yeah, you like this one?
Yeah, highest kid full of time. I like it.
I like it too, Alec. I like it.
That was the best one, Chuck. That was the best one ever. If your mama can cook.
We'll be back with more, will you?
Yeah, we'll be back with more.
No question.
If your mama can cook.
Welcome to the American Express Halftime Report. American Express, the official credit card of the NBA.
Every day, on every street, in every town.
Well, with Veterans Day this weekend, we find ourselves in the presence of heroes tonight as we salute our military and thank the USO for their support of service members throughout their time in uniform. The USO Pathfinder program helps 200,000 service members and their families successfully transition from military service into thriving veterans. We welcome these service members to Studio J with our thanks for your service. Thanks, y'all. Appreciate you very much. At ease.
Oh! Okay, Ernie.
It is TNT NBA Tip-Off presented by Auto Trader. Shaquille O'Neal, Charles Barkley, Kenny the Jet Smith, Ernie Johnson, University of Georgia class of 78, the #1 team in the college playoff rankings.
Just Saturday, 3:30. I'm with you, Chuck.
Thank you. Care of the War Eagles.
Ooh, watch out, Chuck.
Watch out. It'll no longer be the loveliest.
Watch out, Chuck.
It'll no longer be the loveliest village on the plain.
What's that? What are you ducking for?
Lonzo Ball shooting, some bricks coming around.
Oh, you're looking at another game. Any message for our veterans here tonight and our service members?
We admire you and respect you and thank you.
Are they going to be here the whole night like that?
No, here for pregame show.
I was about to say, that'd be a long night. It'd be a long night.
It would be. Let's talk about the game tonight, the Auto Trader player comparison. And a couple of guys jump right out. LeBron James would be one, and James Harden would be the other.
60%
and LeBron, shooting 60%, fifth in scoring, fourth in assists. Harden is third in scoring and third in assists. And Houston's out of the gate 8-3. The Cleveland Cavaliers are 5-6. You guys talked about the Cavs last week and just talked about boredom and that kind of thing.
Not just boredom, they're old too.
But does a game like this, playing a team like Houston, get the juices flowing a little bit more?
It's not about juices flowing. They're going to get beat down tonight. The Rockets got a better team than the Cavaliers. The Cavaliers can't be judged until they get Isaiah Thomas back. But, Arnie, they got an old team. LeBron is amazing, but you look at Dwayne, Derrick Rose, Channing Frye, Kyle Korver. They got a bunch of old guys. And until Isaiah comes back, they're not going to have that spark or that energy.
So after that ringing endorsement for this matchup, Shaq, do you agree or disagree?
I have to disagree, Chuck. Yeah, they're old, but they're here. Those guys are veterans. See, their problem is not offense. You know, you showed the stat with LeBron scoring point. Their problem is defensive efficiency. Their last guard to three, they're playing terrible on defense. We all know because we played the game. If you get stops on defense, you can get out in the break. They got spectacular guys in the break. Once they pull up their shorts and say, okay, we need to start playing defense, they'll become a better team. They're bored, and they're not playing defense. Hold on.
2 in offensive efficiency, number 30 in defensive efficiency.
You could be bored, but you can't be bored and be last on defense. For example, the game last night, Golden State Warriors were bored in the first half against Minnesota. As soon as they tightened it up defensively, they blew those Cats away by 20 points.
But why is it? So what make you think, you talk about the Cavs, what make you think they're going to be better defensively?
First of all,
for tonight or just in general?
In general.
Well, when you get the guy who can score 30 points in the game, then the other team's taking the ball out the net. So you can.
So they need Isaiah.
Oh yeah.
But I'm talking about tonight.
He makes their defense better by his.
But I'm talking
offense.
about tonight.
Well, tonight, if they play at the pace of the Houston Rockets,
they're going to get blown out.
They cannot play at that pace. They're going to have to figure out a way, and they can't get fooled into getting it because LeBron is going to score easily. And it may make them think that they could play that way, but if they do, they can get blown out.
On the Rockets side of things, your old team, second best record in the West right now. They are 8-3, right behind Golden State. What do you think of what you've seen so far? And Chris Paul's only played one game.
Well, the thing is, which is interesting, is what Chris Paul typically does great. We don't know if the Houston Rockets need that. And what he doesn't do great is probably shoot the ball in transition on three, spot up three-point shooter. Those aren't the things that we know Chris Paul for being. Those are the things that the Rockets do. So we don't even know how he's going to implement, but we're going to just trust that Mike D'Antoni has made point guards and guards look great throughout his coaching career. But right now, if you look at him, you say they don't need him. There's nothing that he does that would say that that's a glaring hole for the Houston Rockets right now.
Ernie, this thing with the Rockets is, I love Mike D'Antoni. James Harden is probably going to win the MVP because they're going to have either the first or second best record in the NBA.
Making an MVP call already.
Well, no, I'm saying, but like, they're going to win 60-something games. They're going to win 60-something games.
60?
Yeah. They're going to win 60 games. They're going
50
to be
for sure. I don't know about 60.
Well, because and Chris Paul doesn't fit with those guys, but they're still going to win 60 games. The problem they're going to have is, can they beat the Golden State Warriors? And I have not seen
4 times.
You got to beat them 4 times in a week, and that's not going to happen because you're trying to outscore the Golden State Warriors, and you're not going to outscore the Golden State Warriors.
Houston, of course, loves to shoot the 3 ball. You have any idea what percentage of the shots Houston takes are from 3-point land?
I'm going to go with 64%.
I'm going to say 45.
That's way too high. That's low.
I would say 44%.
Well,
if his was low, why wouldn't yours be low?
I said 45.
Because he went to Auburn.
Mine's too low.
Go Dogs, 53%.
Hey, listen, let me money in between 45 and 60.
You're low. Good, then I'll go 44%.
I'll give you 44.
Hey, you know what? That's amazing right there. Some other nitwit out there named their kid Jet.
He's not by game. His name is not.
Coming back with more on TNT NBA Tip-Off presented by Auto Trader in just a second.
I'm a nitwit, but I know 45 is more than 44.
I didn't even hear that. I ignored you when you're talking.
You've been watching TNT NBA Tip-Off, presented by Auto Trader. Shop all the cars all in one place.